Welcome back. You are with Newsnight and we're talking about the election battle that is looming in Jharkhand. The first phase of elections of a total of 5 is supposed to take place on the 30th, so not much time left. And all the major contenders have also come out with their manifestos. And that brings up our In Focus tonight. Well, it's all about promises galore in Jharkhand polls. And to talk about it, we have Syed Zafar Islam, spokesperson of the BJP in our studio. Ashutosh Mishra, political analyst, is also joining us in our studio, and so is Shekhar Raya, senior journalist. Welcome to you all. First to you, Syed Zafar Islam. In terms of the Ghoshna Patras, the Sankalpa Patras and the other manifestos that have come out, each party has tried to make the kind of promises that they feel would be most appealing to voters. But there are some that are within the realm of the practical and doable, the feasible, and then there are some that seem fantasy. Do you agree with that?
Well, you have to see the track record of the political parties. As a Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, we know exactly in each state whatever we have promised, and in the center we have delivered all our promises to the people of this country. So, in Jharkhand, whatever we have promised, we will deliver certainly. In Sankalpat, it's the aspiration, we capture the aspiration of the people, because we connect with people, we go visit door to door, understand their aspiration, understand their constraint, understand their problem they are facing, and then the entire feedback comes from to the center, and from there we come up with a new Sankalpat which actually addresses the concern and the aspiration of the people of each state. In same process has been adopted in the case of Jharkhand as well, and we are confident that we will be able to address every single concern which has been raised by the people when we visited to their home and in all the connecting points. But away from that, I also wanted to take this opportunity to highlight the performance. If you just see what we have been able to do in last 5 years in Jharkhand, just see 35 lakh farmers have been distributed more than 3,000 crore. That is something which again is a big number compared to what had been done in the past. You see that Fasal Bima Yojana, the same thing has been announced by Congress party, but just see what we have done. It is the state which has paid the premium, not the farmer. And we have ensured that the premium is paid by the state to ensure the protection what they needed shall be given by the center, by the government, and that is safety net has been provided to the farmers. Same thing if you see that the farming growth, it was negative minus 4.2 growth, and that today the Jharkhand state doing exceedingly well. Every year the growth rate is going up, and this year it was 19%. That is exceptional performance. See the number of toilet which has been distributed is phenomenal, and the 40 lakh toilets have been made in last 5 years, and in Ujjwala Yojana 33 lakh gas connection, free gas connection have been provided to women. The jobs, more than 1 lakh job has been created in government, and a lot of other initiative which had been undertaken by the government has given a very positive result for the people of Jharkhand in last 5 years.
So Ashutosh, this premise that Syed Zafar Islam has brought in between comparing between performance and promise, what do you make of that paradigm when you look at the entire gamut of choices that the voters of Jharkhand have for these elections?
It's nice hearing what Mr. Zafar Islam was just saying, but I don't think even BJP believes in that, because when their leaders go, what do they talk about? They talk about Kashmir, and that includes the Prime Minister. They talk about Ram Mandir. Yogi Adityanath is there inviting people to come to Ayodhya. They themselves don't believe that they have delivered, and if you see the sort of promises they are making, they are again rehashing of what Modi government claimed it has done. The loans to the SC/STs and entrepreneurs, this 5 lakh, isn't it the rehash of Mudra loan? What about Ujjwala Yojana? They keep talking about Ujjwala Yojana. Now they are offering second cylinder free. So that means that people who are there don't come for refill, and so you are just distributing lajis just to get votes. That sort of disturbs me, because as a taxpayer I keep wondering where does that money come from. Because if the opposition does it, then questions are raised that where will you raise this money, where will you, for example, Nyay, it is a scheme which Rahul Gandhi spoke about, and questions were emerged,
something on the
and it is being done here also. So the question was raised, where will you get this money from? Again, the same has to be asked about Ujjwala and other schemes also. And coming to BJP, I mean when Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad,
Ujjwala for a long time now.
Yeah, so now when Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad was giving the presenting this manifesto, he spoke about, he said ease of doing business. Now, ease of doing business, Jharkhand is gone up, but the thing is, ease of doing business just does mean that business is coming to you, and the proof lies in it, of the pudding lies in eating. The Federation of Jharkhand Commerce and Industries, they are fighting, they have fielded two candidates because they feel that the government is not doing enough for them. So, you know, it is easy to claim that you have done everything and that you will deliver and that you are better, but I do not see it on the ground.
Okay, Shekhar, do you feel that you know, you heard both the sides in a way, because Ashutosh is you know, putting holes in what the BJP is claiming in terms of its performance and delivery, but in your assessment, in terms of what the people of Jharkhand might be looking out for, that is development and their betterment in the state, what kind of options do they have, and on what basis do they make the choice?
See, there are three categories of voters you can see that all the political parties are targeting. One is the women, other is the scheduled tribes, and the third is the scheduled castes. So, if you look at the manifesto, the lot of it is focuses on these three segments of voters.
Apart from farmers as well.
Apart from farmers. Now, what is important here is, in the last 5 years, Raghuvar Das was a new face which the BJP brought to the helm, and we have seen that this government has been on the forward foot, in the sense you saw the results during the Lok Sabha elections. Now, along with an alliance with All Jharkhand Students Union, the BJP and the AJSU managed to win 12 of the 14 Lok Sabha seats. This in 2019. So, there is already a lot of momentum and I would say energy in the BJP campaign. Now, apart from the fact that the Congress has been, as performance has actually been going down. Now, it has tied up with JMM, there is a Congress JMM alliance, and on the other side BJP is going it alone, All Jharkhand Students Union is going it alone, and also you have the former Chief Minister Babulal Marandi, who is JVM Prajatantrik, is also fielding candidates in all this year. Now, the issue is of development, and Raghuvar Das, his campaign has been on a I would say a more aggressive campaign on developmental issues. Now, Congress unfortunately has not seen much of a campaign. Even they just managed to, their own PCC chief Ajay Kumar just shifted to another party, and now you have none of the senior leaders of the Congress party have gone for the campaign. You can see here on this side, Prime Minister has been there, Home Minister has been there, several union ministers have gone there, but Congress campaign has remained lackluster. Of course, JMM is depending on its the most popular face, that is Shibu Soren, and of course Shibu Soren is not going to be the chief minister, it is Hemant Soren who is contesting the election. Now, given this picture, I mentioned about the three segments. Now, women are important. They play a decisive role in 10 of that 81 seats and influence 20 more. Similarly, when it comes to tribal seats, there are about 37 tribal seats, which, and you have scheduled caste seats again. Now, the whole focus is on uplift of these sections, and women voters are going to be very crucial, and we have seen Raghuvar Das government has been working on these sections, particularly women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So, actually the BJP is largely counting not on the new promises, but actually on what it has delivered.
Right, and perhaps an extension of that. Zafar, I saw you raising your hand there a little while back when Ashutosh was speaking. You wanted to add something in terms of what this debate is shaping out to be, one between performance and promise?
See, again I would reiterate that first thing that they will evaluate each political party based on their performance and track record and the leadership and what and pan-India presence in, and particularly in the center. And Bharatiya Janata Party have the distinct advantage of being in the center, and it will even in the states it becomes a double engine, because and that helps the people of that particular state. And we have been seeing in many states, because the coordination between the two political with the two government, the state and center is very, very effective, because it's a one political party and there is no disconnect between them, and it has worked very well for very many states, and I am sure that the people of Jharkhand will definitely acknowledge that. Away from that, if you see that our approach, as Mr. Shekhar was rightly pointing, that our approach is to address every section of the society. And since Jharkhand is a state where we have a large number of tribals, we have introduced not only in this manifesto, even earlier manifesto, lot of new initiative and welfare scheme for the tribals, and that has been acknowledged by them also, because they are the biggest beneficiary. One classic example I would quote, and I would like to mention that is the only state in the country where if the women, irrespective whether they are tribal, not tribal, anybody in the state, if the women gets the property registered in their name, it is done only, the stamp duty is only 1 rupee,
right,
as against every other state where the 10%, 15%, 20%, and the more than 60 lakh women have registered the property in their name, and that is a significant achievement and empowerment initiative for women, which no other state has ever done in the past. Like for farmer, with what we have done, that the entire Fasal Bima Yojana, the premium is being paid by the state. Likewise, many other initiatives we have issued, like the Sukanya Yojana, where the newborn child is the beneficiary, the girl child is the beneficiary. Again, if you see that the Ayushman scheme, that's a flagship scheme of the Bharatiya Janata Party, where a common man on the street were struggling where to go for the treatment. Today, there are more than 1.75 lakh people from Jharkhand have been the beneficiary of the Ayushman scheme, where the treatment cost had exceeded 5 lakh rupees, and that has been borne by the state. So, there are many initiatives which the government has taken, and for the welfare of the people of Jharkhand, and something which has worked, and I am sure that when the voter has to make choice, they will definitely on platter, they will see that they have multiple options, but the option which has a track record and work for the welfare of the people, and we will always see that the coming to power is not for the purpose of acquiring power or position of strength, but it is for the to serve the people of every single particular state where we have been in power, and that is our mantra, and that is something which will follow. And
Ashutosh, how do you counter this then? Because the other thing that the BJP also has, it's a feather in its cap, is that in Jharkhand since inception, there's been a lot of political instability, and now you had a stable government for a full term.
No, this concept that a stable government always means that you have got the best governance has sort of been busted in Haryana, and you had this double engine growth, and BJP was selling the same dreams, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, farmers, etc. But ultimately it fell short, and had to tie up with Dushyant Chautala. We have seen that even happening in Maharashtra. So, for me, what is more interesting is, as Mr. Iyer was pointing out, that BJP is sending all its big guns, all its central leaders, and when they go, as I said earlier also, they do not talk about local issues. They want to talk about Kashmir, they want to talk about Ram Mandir, they do not want to talk what is happening at the local level. At the local level, you also have to keep one thing very important in mind. One, that Mr. Raghubar Das is not a tribal. So, he was the first sort of person who and he is an OBC. So, in a tribal state, and in fact, it was a what should I say, slip of tongue or whatever in one of the meetings where he was to say plastic free state kar denge, he said Adivasi free state kar denge. It's a slip of tongue, but those things are caught.
One can't really hold it to that.
Coming back to the opposition. Now, in 2014 also, the percentage of votes that BJP got fell in state elections compared to Lok Sabha elections. So, that is something that happens, and this time the opposition is united while the NDA has split. Last time also the NDA didn't, the BJP didn't get all the seats on its own. It had to tie up with AJSU, and then it had to split JVM, and those sort of things
Zafar, do you find
so
that worrisome,
this time
that
this opposition unity is going to matter,
and there is unity in the opposition? Do you find merit in that point that Ashutosh is making?
No, and I have statistics. I can
not at all. In fact, the people are wise. The voters are wise. They know that they have come together only for the lust of power, and there is a political party who is committed to serve them. So I think that differentiation is in front of them. They are able to differentiate between the political parties who have the ambition and the aspiration to serve the people, and the political party who have lust for power. And there are many people.
Like a quick last word.
Beg your pardon?
Quick last word from you. I don't have much
No,
time.
well, I think you see, the opposition is backing on the anti-incumbency issues to actually play out in constituency after constituency, and even against Raghuvar Das in Jamshedpur, from where he is contesting. In fact, his opponent is Saroi Rai, once former BJP leader, who is being backed by the JDU.
Yes.
Now, I think the bigger issue that will count is, see, an assembly election is an aggregate of what happens in each of these 81 constituencies. And let's not forget, there is also, I mean, we forgot to mention among the players, you have AIMIM is also contesting election. OVC is putting up candidates in at least 20 seats, and Jharkhand has about 15% Muslim voters. So it's going to be, who gets a chunk of which cake, I would say. So therefore, it's going to be a very tough situation, tough contest. But Vikas is the, I would say, the mantra or the buzzword which all leaders are mentioning.
It's actually an acid test of whether Mr. Modi still retains that mojo to attract the voters. Ultimately, he is the trump card for BJP.
He is the most popular leader of the country. He definitely has the admiration of the people of this country. He
hasn't worked in Haryana and Maharashtra.
He is the one who actually inspire people in the country, and that's a source of inspiration for many. So I'm sure that the magic has worked. He is our the best campaigner, and we are hoping that his
we'll know very soon. The first phase is just a couple of days away on the 30th, and then there are 4 more to go with the results on the 23rd of December. Thanks a lot for joining us for the time being, all 3 guests. Now,